Reagan's chairman last year. I think that makes our board stronger too. So it's always a work in progress. And what you really got to watch is when you become complacent as a board member, I think all we have to administration everything's fine. That's a
seen on the agenda this year is, as is every year, we're going to have an election for the 3 seats that are up for the board. We have 2 incumbents in Aaron Kaiser and Lou Pryor, and there is 1 seat that has been vacated by Ray Wheatley's resignation. I'm gonna allow each of the candidates to come up and say something brief.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Bobby, you got to watch on this one. Bobby's the timekeeper. I'm going to let everybody say a little something because you may not know all of the candidates. As Aaron said, it's important that we keep a strong board. So I want everyone to know who's running for these positions.
I appreciate your support in the conventions and everything else. I am very dedicated to my job. I love what I do, and I love the people that I get to work with. And I think our board has done a tremendous job, particularly over the last several years, and that's shown by the growth of the organization and the fact that we're now financially solvent because we're all on the same page. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it, and I would appreciate the support for myself and for Aaron, keeping this board intact. Thank you so much.
Over 50 world title fights. It is a privilege, like I said, because you could come to conventions and not be selected to do a fight. People ask me, why am I running for the board? Well, you know, for many years, I worked for a major corporation, and I retired about 10 years ago. And my job position was, I was manager for Chevron Chemical for the Pacific Northwest, and I have been very fortunate to have worked in the Southwest, Hawaii, and the beautiful Pacific Northwest, as well as San Francisco. What I like to do is, if I am elected, is to try my very best to see if I could develop a larger footprint of the IBF in the global market. Boxing is a market. Things don't happen because they happen. Things happen because you make them happen. About 4 years ago, in Hamburg, Germany, I lobbied for a convention in Hawaii. And the reason I lobbied for that is because Hawaii is kind of like the gateway to the Pacific. And by having a convention in Hawaii, you will attract people from Australia, Korea, Japan, New Zealand, and even China. And that is our going new market. And it's very important, that convention, because we were very lucky to get some young Japanese commissioners who attended that convention, and they had an opportunity to interact with all of you. And what happened this year? Japan Commission accepted the IBF fighter title to have Japanese fighters to fight for the IBF title. For many years, it has been excluded.